shadow. You are follow in my pattern. I love.
There you are.
Hello and welcome to the Ladies' Room. I'm Judy McDowell, and today my guest is my newest friend, Ruby Jackson, who we met because we were both in a movie called The Premiere, folks. And our wonderful friend Ben, Sam.
Sam
How did I get his
Pizzulo.
name wrong? Sam Pizzulo did the movie, and Ruby, you're kind of the star of the movie.
I am a big star of that
Ruby
movie.
Jackson. She is an artist and a comedian and lives in Sag Harbor and quite the girl around town. And so how did Sam discover you?
We were in an improv class together at Bay Street, and we were doing improv. And the last class, he said, "Oh, is it okay if I commandeer everybody and do interviews for my film?" And I thought, what nerve.
But
This-
had he already told you the idea of the film?
No.
None of you knew anything about the film.
We knew that he liked Scream.
His favorite movie was Scream.
Favorite movie, and that's inspired by Scream. I'd never seen Scream.
Me either. I don't see horror movies.
I watched Scream. I thought, I don't understand what this guy is doing.
And he wanted to make a musical of the movie Scream.
Yes.
Crazy idea.
Crazy idea. I can't sing, so I knew I'm not going to be included in this
The
musical.
musical.
I thought he's just using me as an old lady extra, and I was not that thrilled. But then it turned into this
it turned into
craziness.
so much fun.
It is fun.
So much fun.
Yeah.
So everybody should go see the Scream because you're going to see all of your friends from town.
It's
I mean, there's
true.
so many locals in it.
Yeah.
It's all local.
It's all local, and it gives you a great feeling of the people
Yeah.
and the down-to-earth people and the working businesses. And
Sam got him in. He got himself into everywhere and everything. It's very funny
yeah,
film.
he is.
People were laughing. Now, granted, at Guildhall opening night, it was like 80% friends and family.
Yeah.
But they started laughing in the beginning and laughed all the way through.
Yes, yeah.
It was delightful. And then again, when it ran at Sag Harbor Cinema,
Yeah.
it was all strangers and they will laugh the whole
They
time.
laughed as well, and one lady said, "I'm from New Jersey. I don't know any of you, but it's all very funny."
Yeah.
So that felt good.
So you invited me over to your house a couple nights ago to see your art. And when I got there, I understood why, because you do a zillion different things. But you do all these miniature, like little carvings, and it's just mind-boggling the things you do, little dioramas. And I loved your art that was a frame with all the sea creatures, like
Yeah.
very iridescent and translucent and so ethereal. You're so creative, Ruby.
Thank you.
This is
Thank
one of
you.
your pieces. Very beautiful. Also, I hope it shows
Thank
up
you.
on screen. Yeah, it
Well,
does.
it's
Looking
clay. It's
It's clay.
polymer clay, so it's a three-dimensional
Uh-huh.
painting, if you will. And
Whoa.
you know,
Okay.
I make them up myself.
Yeah.
I never saw any. I mean, of course, I've seen something somewhere like it, but the process of making these things, very laborious, very alone for years it can be, but it's very fulfilling. It's a nice
And that's a kind of clay. What's it called? You can fire it.
Sculpey. It's
Sculpey.
polymer. So you
polymer.
fire it and it turns to plastic
Oh,
in your kitchen oven or a
that's
toaster oven.
amazing.
It is. It's low fire.
Toaster oven, you can do it.
Yeah.
People get Sculpey.
Yeah.
How great is that?
Oh, it's a great stuff, and architects use it, kids use it, everybody can use it. It's very easy.
Wow.
To
maybe that'll be
manipulate.
a new thing, being a sculptor with sculpting. It's like when we used to have clay and make little clay.
That's it.
Claymation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the clay doesn't support itself, so it
No,
always
then you
needs
can't fire it.
an
It's always
armature.
mushy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This stuff turns to like
there's a
hard.
whole structure underneath the
Ah.
clay that supports
Uh-huh.
the clay.
Huh. And so the sea creatures, that's a different thing. That's like more
Those are made
translucent
out
plastic.
of glitter glue, which amazingly dries into very hard plastic.
But you can do, it's not just glitter, it becomes
It's
shapes.
glue. It's Elmer's glitter glue is the best quality for what I was
But
doing.
how do you get like 3-dimensional shapes or 4-dimensional shapes out of it that,
I fold it. So I can
Fold it.
squirt some glitter glue on
Yeah.
a plastic surface,
yeah.
peel it up after a few days. It's dry. It's the sturdiest plastic you can imagine.
And you can shape it?
You can shape it, you can sew it, you can cut it, you can bend it,
And
you
it's
can.
translucent?
It's translucent
Who would
and
do
it's
that? How
light.
did you figure that out?
By accident. So I was using it for some pen and ink.
Mhm.
And I was very influenced by the underwater.
Oh, you
And
can
those
see that. Yeah,
creatures.
it's so beautiful.
And I thought, how do I get the glitter of fish?
Yeah, that they light up
And
in the
paint.
deepest dark of the ocean.
Didn't have that.
Uh-huh.
When did I say glitter glue?
I didn't even know there
So-
was glitter glue.
Yeah, and it's a children's craft
I
material.
love glitter.
Everybody loves glitter.
I eat
And it's
glitter
in
for
glue.
breakfast.
So you don't, that's not all over your house
Yeah.
and eyelashes.
Ah,
So I was working at the time, full time. The only time I had in
working
my
at Paula
studio,
Krasner?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
was my days off. So one day I said, oh, I'm through with this glitter glue. Let me use it up. And I started making these compositions on plastic. Then I went to work for the next week, come back to my studio, and it lifted off
And
the
it was
plastic.
still pliable.
And it was a sheet. And I could bend it and cut it
Cut
and
it.
fold it.
That's how you got those swirly shapes.
Then I said, where am I putting this? My studio is filled. I have so much art.
You have so much art.
I said, hang it. Hang it from the ceiling. So I started hanging things, and then they move in the breeze. I thought,
Yeah, they're like mobiles.
It was
but,
everything
yeah,
I was
yeah, in
looking
the frame,
for.
Yeah,
yeah.
gorgeous.
So thank you.
So now your latest incarnation is being a comedian.
Yes. So I sort of ran out of things to make. I have no more room, and I have no more desire. I used to say, yeah, I want to see what this is going to look like. I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to make
And they're
stuff.
done that.
And I thought I always loved laughing.
Oh yeah, laughing is really good medicine.
I made my sister laugh so that she wouldn't beat me up.
Why
And I thought,
didn't I think
let's
of that?
just laugh. So I took a comedy class, comedy writing.
Mhm.
I went online to mastersclass.com with Steve Martin.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. And there he is on his computer with his arms crossed, looking right in your
Love Steve
eyes.
Martin.
And there I am on my computer looking in his eyes. But it was like 7 years ago.
Do you think it's still online?
Oh, yeah.
How much does it
Masterclass.
cost for a master class with Steve Martin?
It was like, they say $10 a month, but they want it all at once.
Okay, and
So
how many months is it?
$120.
Oh my God, for a year of
For a
Steve
year.
Martin.
Yeah.
And can you do it like any day you want or at
Yeah.
a certain time? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's not, he's not live in that
No.
thing.
But he really gives you pointers on comedy and
Wonderful
he's a
pointers.
great writer.
And then he tells you about his own career,
Yeah.
changes he made.
Yeah.
And whether you're doing art, writing, music, you need to find yourself, your truth, your real authentic place.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's like everything else and everybody
You're
else.
just acting life instead of being life.
Well, that's it. I thought,
Yeah.
I started taking a lot of dance classes, which I loved as a little girl.
Uh-huh.
I thought, I'll just be my own material now. I'll make
Enjoy myself. I'll laugh. I'll
Yeah.
dance.
and not make
Can't
stuff.
sing.
And I can't sing.
Take some singing lessons.
Oh, but I did, And that too. It's like tell your story
Gives you a different voice too.
and tell your truth
Yeah.
and sing in your own
Bob
voice.
Dylan wasn't a good singer.
No.
He
No.
started like kind of talking his songs.
Yeah. No, he has no voice.
Yeah, but he sounds great. Lay,
He's
lady, lay.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Because it's from his heart.
Yeah.
It's original.
Yeah.
So that's the goal, is to be from your heart, original, and with comedy, funny. So it's visceral. Either
So
they laugh-
you write it, do you all sit and write things together or you have to?
No, everybody does their own thing.
Oh, it's
Writes-
homework.
Yeah,
I hate homework.
does their own writing, sends it to the teacher.
Oh, you have to send it to the teacher
Well, you don't
first.
have to.
Huh.
You know, if you do,
And
you
if
do.
you do, does he
He gives you
give you
feedback.
points?
Yeah. What's funny? What timing? Leave this out. This is too much. This is.
Oh, interesting.
And you don't have to take the advice, but
Right.
and then we
But
do
he's
it
like
in
kind
class.
of like a director.
And
Yeah.
he's got a good ear.
Is he a famous comedian?
No, he does Bay Street. He
What's
does
his name?
Paul Anthony is the name he
Mhm.
goes by. He MCs shows. He puts a lot of ha Hamptons comedy together.
There's a lot of it.
There's a lot of it now.
Oh my God, people are out here crazy. There's so many, like since COVID, like 5,000 extra people in houses,
I know. There used to be
families.
nothing in the winter. After Labor Day, everything closed.
It used to, and then COVID, it didn't,
That's
and
right.
then most of them stayed. So there's traffic all year round now.
all year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this year, it did kind of go back to the old way.
Yeah.
It did kind of close down. And streets are, but also COVID changed so many things. The restaurants, remember when they were finally allowed to open, you had to make a reservation by 8 and you had to be out by 10? And all the bars and the restaurants got really used to getting home early.
Yeah,
And they don't want to go back to being open till 2 in the morning anymore.
I don't blame them.
So I'm a night person. So, Main Street is a ghost town at 10:30 at night.
Sure.
I'm roaming it by myself.
But East Hampton has nothing. At least
Nothing.
Sag
East Hampton's
Harbor.
always been a dead town.
Yes.
Sag Harbor's the best.
Sag Harbor is.
And it's the only really authentic town left, even though the chains are trying to move in
Yeah.
and developers are trying to move and shake over there, but they're getting a hard time from the town.
Well, we do give them a hard
Yeah.
time, and they need to have a hard time.
Yes, for the
But then
environment, for the water table.
Money talks.
Oh my God.
But there's just so you can't fight Mother Nature.
Right.
You can't patch the bay.
No, no.
And if it could have been fixed, chances are it would
Yeah,
have been fixed.
but they are getting new septic systems and all kinds of upgrades out of these guys, but they are gonna build their projects, I guess, that whole 7-Eleven area.
That's
and
terrible.
Hey Pasa's all
We're
gonna
gonna lose our
change.
Chinese restaurant, our Chinese
Yeah,
takeout.
same thing.
And Cluckman's is good, and
Yeah, I haven't been to Cluckman's yet.
it's fun. They have
Yeah,
good salads.
I like Michael Gluckman.
Yeah.
I parked there. I was in a hurry to get to a show at Bay Street. I couldn't find a parking spot, so I thought, oh, I'll park at 7-Eleven. So I was over there, and I looked over, and there was this bright light in this place, and I was like, what is that? So I said to my friends, what is that with the bright light at the end where the liquor store used to be? And they were like, oh, it's a Cluckman's, but I thought, because I read about it in the paper, but my mind, because it was Michael Gluckman, I thought he named it Gluckman's.
Right.
And I thought, what a stupid name. Oh, I shouldn't even say this on TV, but it's Cluckman's. And I read that he got the idea from his
the
young
chicken.
son and his chicken. And his
Right.
son came up with the name Cluckman.
Oh, how clever.
But it didn't
have a lot of
compute in my
chicken.
brain because I automatically thought it was Gluckman.
Right.
But Michael Gluckman's done a million restaurants out here. He's a lovely guy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know his sister-in-law, Emma.
Oh.
She's fabulous.
No, I don't know.
She owns Birdie's Ale House in Southampton.
Oh, I don't
It's
know
on the
about that
strip
either.
there. It was an old OTB place.
Oh, so it's kind of a
It's
beer
fun.
joint?
Beer joint.
Burgers, beer and burgers?
Burgers? I don't know. But beer, it's
Let's get
certainly.
back to you.
Yeah, yeah.
You meditate?
So I started meditating in last January.
Okay.
And last January, I was like searching. I felt terrible. I felt depressed and what to do. So I thought, find a tap dancing class.
I tap dance.
So I
love
did
it.
that with
Uh-huh.
Diane,
Oh, nice.
what's her name? Shumway. And she's fabulous. And then I
At the
started to
Bridgehampton
meditate.
Community House? Where do they do that?
No, there is modern dance with Lukey Bernstein, which
Where do
I
you do that?
also take, she's wonderful teacher. So it's like, and I'm terrible in all these styles. I'm terrible in ballet.
What'd you do with tap dancing? Because it's all about that hop.
It is tough.
Yeah, the time
And
step.
so sometimes
yeah.
I film
You
Diane.
can shuffle, but the hop is what people have
Oh
more
my
time
dear,
with.
there's so many steps.
Yeah.
And to try to remember, and
Oh, if she's teaching you a routine,
she
that's
goes
yeah.
through a routine. Okay, let's do it, and I can't even remember how we start.
But this helps though with your
Exactly.
brain and keeps
Yeah.
your brain from aging,
Keeps
your
your
brain
brain,
having to learn
yeah,
new things.
and
It's very
trying to
healthy.
learn and
Yeah.
trying to put the pieces together and then coordinate your body, and
Yeah.
it's very difficult. And I'm really,
Are you still
So-
doing the tap dancing or just the modern
yeah,
dance?
no, I'm doing the tap,
God, you're amazing.
modern, and then ballet,
And comedy.
and comedy. But my teacher goes to Florida soon, so
But are
It's
you out
all-
every night during the week?
no, because I'm too lazy for that. I really am.
I'm lazy too.
Yeah, I need to stay home, and I need to, Tuesday's a busy day. I do Meals on Wheels,
That's great.
dance, and then comedy at night.
Wow.
But then it takes me Wednesday and Thursday to recover
recover.
from Tuesday.
Yeah.
But I think, so what?
Yeah.
So
Hey,
what?
we can do.
Yeah.
We're old. We can do what we want.
We do what we
We have been
want.
around the block a bunch of times.
It's
Yeah.
the best time in my life, I must say. I'm the oldest I've ever been, but it's the best time in my life for the freedom and the decision making
Yeah.
and the knowing a little bit who I am and what I want and what I don't want. And that to me is like the most confident I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah.
And the
that's
most
great.
Free to
Free to be
a,
me.
a creative
Yeah.
being. So it's a
Yeah.
great blessing to live this long
Yeah.
and be
And
healthy-ish.
be living out here, which is such a
and
beautiful
be living
bubble.
here. You know, I was so upset
The
yesterday,
election, yeah.
but we took a walk, and you just look at the trees and nature, and you say,
Nature is healing.
this is the place to live.
Yeah.
All the rest is chaos
And
that's
transitory.
self-induced by people because they're bored
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know why, but
Or
it's
aggressively
yeah, they have no.
predatory after our resources and
Yeah.
money. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But so how do we find our own space? So the meditating, I try to do it like 20 minutes,
Mhm.
late afternoon,
Uh-huh.
and like today I didn't get to it, but it's like an appointment with yourself
Uh-huh.
and a time to just be quiet. Sit down and shut up.
Listen.
And yeah. And then all kinds of stuff comes in your head. Then try to banish it. And
We'll let it go like the clouds going
Yeah.
through the sky.
I like to think of like Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay.
The water just washing everything
Nice.
away. It's a
Yeah.
lovely thing to do, and it's access to a quiet place in yourself with practice.
There's a guy that I forget his name, but he wrote a book like a 10-minute meditation book or something. And then he was on one of the talk shows and he said, I made a mistake, I should have said like the 1-minute meditation book because you can start with a minute. And if you can't give yourself a minute
That's right.
to just be quiet, and then it grows from there. Because you have a
Good
whole
idea.
inner life that you're so busy talking and doing and seeing and hearing and worrying to shut that all, close your eyes, shut it all off and be quiet. That's where the creativity can get through all that beta energy to
it's
get
so
into an
true.
alpha state.
It's
Yeah.
really true. And I think people with their phones and earplugs.
Yeah.
So Alan showed me
Their
his
brains can never
earplugs.
rest.
He said, "Oh, you must hear this. Put it in, and there's music like right on my brain."
Oh my God.
I can't stand this. It's like too close to my brain. It's like knocking on my head. Get out of
Turn down the
my
volume,
head.
Ellen. You live with a magician. What's that like?
So he does a lot of practicing of magic and thinking
Does
and
he ever want to cut
reading.
you in half?
He doesn't do that. Mercifully, he doesn't do that. But find a card if you want to find your ace of
He's so good
spades.
at it. He does
Really
close-up magic at the cinema in Sag Harbor.
Right.
Thursday evenings, 6
Thursday
o'clock.
night from 6 to 8 at the Green Room.
I used to see him at the Wild Rose back, 20
Yeah.
years ago or something.
That was so great. I
Wild
was
Rose
there
was the
Thursday
best,
night.
yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, so
But it's very good because there again, it's like, whoa, you're escaping from your reality for a moment of entertainment.
yeah,
And some people think like, oh, I don't like to be fooled. I don't like to be tricked. But that's not the way to think. You're
No.
being amazed.
yeah.
You're being,
Because it's sleight of hand, really,
yeah.
all of it. But it is amazing. He's so good at
it
it.
is. That
Practice
takes
makes
practice.
perfect.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
it's
He's been doing it a
lonely.
very long time.
Since he's a little kid.
Really?
Yeah. He had a heart murmur.
Aw.
They thought he was going to die in those days. Couldn't do sports.
Uh-huh.
And his parents were smart enough. He had a little interest in magic. They would take him to the shop and get books from the library and a magic effect here and there. Then the magic community is ageless. You can have little kids, you can have old men who are 90 years old, and they have something in common
Uh-huh.
in magic, which is his book, Grandpa Magic.
Magic is great. Yeah,
Which was-
they were really easy things to do. I love it. Yeah.
Well, it's easy, but it was my
to learn it.
idea from a friend of mine.
Oh,
And she said,
for the grandchildren.
that's right.
Yeah,
That one
when the grandkids
grandparent
come
was
over.
on the ground and they're climbing on his back, but her husband wasn't like that.
Yeah.
He wants to do the New York Times puzzle with them. I thought, what do these people have in common?
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
So it's a
Good for
great book.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you inspire each other. It's a nice partnership.
Yes. When we're
Yeah.
not getting on each other's nerves.
Well, any marriage. Oh,
Every
believe me.
marriage. Isn't that something?
Yeah, but sometimes something has to bother you enough to say something.
That's life.
Yeah, that's life. You
Even
gotta
the
work
rock
it
and
out.
roll bands break up.
Oh yeah.
Elaine May and Mike Nichols break up.
Yeah.
Everybody breaks
Everybody
up. Yeah.
breaks up. Yeah, everybody fights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody.
and when you think about it, that's what our parents did, and they were all coming out of World War II, and they grew up with their parents being upset about everything, and then we're the children of those people, and that they didn't know how else to communicate because they were all worried about everything.
Yeah.
When we were kids, we used to have to get under the desk all the time
Yeah,
with the air raids
That's
and
right.
get lined up for polio shots. Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Don't talk, the air raids. I thought, if we talk, does the enemy hear us? Is that why we can't talk? Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah, it was crazy.
And it's still the same. I mean, they don't go under the desk because they realize the uselessness.
Oh, but now it's the gun violence.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's always something.
Yeah.
There's always something.
Yeah.
But we can't live in fear.
Definitely not. And
We
you
have
can't
to
be victimized.
Do what we can about climate change. You're doing compost in your backyard, digging holes for your
Yeah.
organic stuff. You're
Yeah.
meditating. You're dancing.
Yeah.
You're doing comedy. I want to check that comedy class.
So
out.
Tuesday night,
Uh-huh.
November 26th, Bay Street, 8 o'clock. You have to get tickets in advance. But it's my class, and we all,
You're gonna put on a show.
the class.
Okay, tell me this again.
So it's Tuesday, November 26th, before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And it's 8 o'clock at Bay Street.
Uh-huh.
And it's this comedy writing class.
Uh-huh.
So we have like 10
So
people.
you're all amateurs.
We're all amateurs, 10 people.
Uh-huh.
And we've all been working on our own material with the help of the teacher.
God bless you.
And we're going to go out and do our 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
wee.
Yeah.
So how much longer does that class go on, and can people still
That's
join?
no, you can't join anymore.
Oh.
And the last class is
Tuesday night, the
26th,
the
that
big
right.
finale.
Yeah.
And then will he be doing the class again in the spring?
Probably not. Probably they
Oh.
get very busy in the Bay Street
In the
Theater.
season, yeah, getting ready
So
for season.
probably in the fall again.
Oh.
In October, that's when it started.
Well, our movie, the premiere, Sam Pizzulo's movie, he will be having a screening at Bay Street.
Right.
We don't know when,
Well, yeah.
but you have to come and see it, people. It's really funny.
We will let everybody
Sam
know.
is a character.
He is a
And,
character.
Oh, man.
And
God
a
bless
good
him.
actor.
So good, and a good editor, and a good
Yeah.
director, and a good filmmaker, and
And a
And-
vision. He had a vision.
he had a vision and he
Yeah,
did it.
he did
So
it.
I said to Miles, how did you pitch the end to Ruby? And he said, I didn't. And I said, she had no idea how it was gonna, none of us knew how this movie was gonna come together.
But actually, they did ask me.
Okay.
They said,
Because it was a shocker.
Is it okay if
We
we...
don't wanna give anything away.
Okay,
No, it's
I'm
a
not-
shocker,
okay.
anyway.
But
Listen, we didn't get to the books we love and all the being a woman,
Yeah.
aging. We could talk forever.
Well,
so you'll
that-
have to come back
I'd love
because this
to.
time just sped by.
Thank you.
So
This is
Ruby
great.
Jackson, everybody come and see Ruby do her comedy November 26th.
Super.
Yeah. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Live, love, laugh at Ruby and be happy.
Thank you.
for coming.
Pleasure.
It's
Thanks
really
for having
nice.
me.
Breathe in